All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwath who may be listening. I'm the brother Batak Allah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai. And Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. All right, Salakia. It's going to be a response to a video that the elder Malchaamah here in Chicago did. Basically just going into how all these, these Edomites are being found out. These 1948ers in particular, especially with these Epstein files coming out. And, it's just the jig is up on these guys, man. The Lord is putting the spirit in the earth of revelation on these devils, man. All the things that they've been doing in the darkness is coming to light. And it's going to continue to be brought forth. And, this place is going to continue to circle the drain, as the Elder Apostle Kabar, always says. Okay, but even in the comment section, it was a lot of, everybody really in the comment section was voicing the fact that they know that these kites are on some bullshit, man. And everybody knows who they are. And this is, the Elder Malchaamah's platform is one of the larger platforms, and so he doesn't just have brothers on his comment section. He's got people that are just coming into the truth, people who are, that may have stumbled upon one of his videos, through the what they call it, suggested videos. He gets a lot of views on his page, so a lot of people, a lot of eyes are on his videos, and everybody that's watching is not always somebody that's in the camp or in the truth. Okay, but nonetheless, all the comments still say the same thing. All right, so hey, we're gonna get some precepts, and Lord willing, this is gonna be edifying. All right, but everybody knows that these devils are wicked, and that even though they try to play the victim, everybody knows that they're really the root cause of all the problems in the earth. In particular, Amalek. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" All right, and as we all know, these devils, once they got into rulership, at the beginning of the Renaissance period, which is in the 1400s, what did they start doing? They started going through a process called iconoclasm, where they went, once they took over Europe, which was prior to the Renaissance, was ruled by so-called black people, Israelites, all right, in particular from the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, the whole Europe, okay, from Spain to Russia, all right, and these devils end up, the Lord end up getting Jake out of power because they was being wicked, and these devils were given, the earth was given into their hand, all right, and what did they do? They went and changed all the art, they changed all the images, all right, from looking like Jake's to looking like Edomites, all right? And, Russia has come out and verified that they did this with a lot of these old images from Russia prior to, when the Bolshevik Revolution happened, and even prior to that, when the Byzantine Empire was in rulership in that part of the earth. The Holy Roman Empire is another name that's known by, but they've come out with the images from those times, and it's all Israelites, okay? Like I said, in particular, Southern Kingdom Israelites from the houses of from the tribes, of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right? And these devils, they painted over all that, and then they also took Yahushai and they created JC and replaced Yahushai with JC, which is just Caesar Borgia. All right, and also Serapis Christus, the ancient false god, brought back. Okay, and hey, that's where we're at in the world today. Most of these jakes, I mean, now it's no excuse because the truth been out there, but these people still believe that Jebus is really the son of the Most High, and that he's an Edomite. The Most High is an Edomite, and effeminate and all that, and that's not the case, okay? This Proverbs 29 and verse 2, it says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." All right, and that's how this earth is right now. All the people of the earth are mourning. All right, we're going through economic hardships. They are releasing plagues on the earth, chemtrails being sprayed. People can't. Their people's families are being attacked with wicked ideologies. All right, and all other manner of bullshit. Okay, they're pushing Moism on kids, all type of shit. Okay, and people are mourning about it. Even Edomites are complaining about it. All right, and it's because the wicked are in authority. All right, like I said in Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked to prove who these people are. What did they do? They one of the things they did was commit iconoclasm, which is mentioned in the Job. All right. Now we in Proverbs, and it's talking about if the righteous were in authority, the people will rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this whole earth is in a state of mourning and suffering, man. The food's not real, nothing. The water's poison, the air is poison. All right, this devil is constantly trying to attack your reproductive organs through the food and through the air and through everything, man. And that's not it, you know. He's attacking everybody's mind. Salakia starting off at the young age, you know, making children, trying to teach children up to be wicked and be moles and all these things, man. All right, this is the book of Malachi, verse 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. All right, and hey, these devils did come back and rebuild the desolate places. That's why their kingdom is standing right now. Salakia, but guess what? You know, they was only given a certain period of time to be able to have that, and the Lord is coming back to destroy their kingdom. Yahweh Shai is coming back with chariot fire and with thermonuclear missiles to destroy Esau's kingdom. Okay, and it's not, and see, this lets you know that these Edomites, they're the wicked. All right, like it says, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. People are mourning. That means the wicked beareth rule. Malachi 1 and 4 says that Edom is the wicked. All right, and that's who's ruling this society, the so-called white man. Okay, in particular, these 1948ers. But all you Edomites are in cahoots. This second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so we're at the end of days as far as this era in time is concerned. Okay, Esau was going to be the last ruler of this wicked time. And then once Yahweh Shai returns and takes these Edomites out of rulership, we're going to usher into a new era of the kingdom of heaven, which is going to go on forever. All right, and Israelites are going to be the ones who ruling in that kingdom under Yahweh Shai, under King David, and then under the 12 and on down. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And that's who's ruling us right now. All right, now this is talking about at the time that this was stated, this was talking about Jakes that was being wicked. But this applies to these devils as well, man, because they do the same thing. They claim that they're the people of the Lord, but they're wicked. And they're nothing but demonic worshipers, all right? Satanists, okay? Doing all type of witchcraft, all type of rituals, sacrifice, all type of shit that you're not supposed to do, all right? But these devils will tell you that they're the Lord's chosen people. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 1, it says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. All right, because we have enemies out here, and that's one thing that Jake don't want to understand. Jake will look at their own brother as their enemy because he's from around the corner. Meanwhile, these devils are taking everything from you, have taken everything from you, are telling you you're an animal, are raising you in environments that putting you in environments and controlling the environments you're raised in, Salakia, to make sure that you continue to live like an animal. But Jake don't got no smoke for these devils, man. Jake don't even look at these devils as their enemy. All right. This verse 2, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. And the wicked is these Edomites, Esau, Edom. Okay. And what do? They hold secret meetings, these summits with all these other heathens in these other countries. And what do they talk about in these summits? How to keep Jake down so that the Lord won't come back and destroy this kingdom. All right, that's their whole plan. They as it says in the book of Judith. All right, I believe that's 5:17. It roughly paraphrasing, if the people, if Israel is going against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, they can be conquered, they can be taken down. But if they're doing right by the Lord, then they can't be beaten. All right, and that's not how it's worded, but that's just a summary of what that says. Okay, and these devils understand that, so they constantly push filth into the community. They constantly, have Jake going off, whether it's by doing, by encouraging adultery, encouraging theft, robbery, murder, etc., by pushing and encouraging idolatry on Jake's, because that's the biggest thing. All right. Or whether it's by secret ways, hiding pork in your food, hiding pork in the air, all right, in your soap, whatever, all that technically by the letter of the law will have you going off. Now we're under grace because we're in captivity, and then we just, as long as we're being sincere and doing to the best of our ability to operate under the law, statutes, and commandments as best as we can, the Lord is going to wink his eye at our iniquities, if we're sincere and if we do this work and endure to the end. But these devils, that doesn't matter. They still are of the mindset of, we just going to keep these niggas in going off so we can continue to thrive and the Lord won't never come back. But that's not what's going to happen. All right. This is verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. And that's why they get on the news, on online, writing articles, assassinating the character of the men of the Lord. And it's going to get worse. All right. All these, even when you see these celebrity Jakes that get excommunicated, what do? They give them a humiliation ritual. They talk down on them and assassinate their character on the internet or on TV. And then after that, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do to these niggas. The public won't care. All right. And that's what they're going to try to do to the men of the Lord. But, nothing is going to stop Yahweh Shai from coming back and destroying this place. This is verse 4, that they may shoot secret. It's like that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right. And everything these devils do is against us. It's the ultimate goal for every action they take is to keep Israelites down. All right. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds that look like you're of the other nations, but your father's line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These devils want to see you at the bottom. Really, they want to exterminate you from the earth, but they can't do that. All right. But everything that they try to do is in service of that. All right. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily, and they say, who shall see them? All right. But guess what? Now everybody sees what they're doing. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has put the spirit of revelation in the earth on these devils, man. All right. All the things that they've been doing in secret is coming to light. These Epstein files are just the beginning. All right. It's going to be more shit that comes out that shows you what these devils are all about, man. And I'm going to say this too. These Epstein files didn't just talk about all these vile acts that these devils and all these 2/3 was doing to children, which is wicked. But it also talks about all of the things that they're doing with the food, all the things that they're pushing through the media to weaken your testosterone, to fuck your hormonal balance up, to fuck your mentality up. Their whole plan is being revealed through those files, and it's going to keep getting worse, and more information is going to come out, man. All right. This is verse 6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. And like I said, when I mentioned that Judith chapter 5, these devils know that, in order for them to try to continue to thrive and have their kingdom, that they got to keep Jake going off. All right, but what they didn't account for is that the Lord set aside, you know, the elect, and the elect are not going to do that. All right, and we are the hopeful elect, striving to be at that number. But whoever is of the elect is not gonna bend the knee to these devils under no circumstances, man. And these devils, they're not gonna be able to do anything about that. And Yahushua is gonna come back, and they really not gonna be able to do anything when Yahushua get back. All right. Salakia. This is verse 7. It says, "But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." All right. And hey, this place is going to get destroyed with thermonuclear fire. The Lord is sending nukes and Yahushua back with chariots to destroy this place. All right. And guess what? All while that's building up, and all while we're leading up to that, these devils are going to be revealing their true wickedness to the world, man. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The Lord is putting a spirit on these devils to come against one another and reveal the truth. That's why these files are being exposed. And that's why even more of the wickedness of these devils is going to continue to come out. And it's going to be Edomites that's bringing this shit to the table, man. All right. Because these 1948ers, they cut out the rest of everybody, including Edomites. And Esau ain't happy about that shit. So they're going to start coming against one another. Okay. This is Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." All right. So, hey, the Lord is going to continue to expose these devils. This shit's going to continue to speed up and get crazier. And once these devils get backed into that last corner, the only option that they're going to have is to come down with great wrath and then implement this MOTB. And once they do that, Yahushua is going to come back and destroy this place, man. And we're going to get out of here, Lord willing, we be the elect. All right. So, hey, continue to push, continue to pray. And shit, man, keep your faith, man. All right, focus on the goal. Don't worry about what's happening right now. Just keep pushing. All right, with that being said, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Akwat who may be listening. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala Wa Abababal.